Hey guys, excuse my voice, I've been sick. Yeah, I have been on quite an extended reading slump, so I didn't really have much to talk about, and I'm reading again, so hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm just gonna jump right in and talk about the books that I've been reading. So the first book I want to talk about today is actually a series. It's a trilogy. I've only read the first two because I don't have the third one. The first book in the series is Riverman, and it is written by Aaron Starmer. Yeah. And the second book is Whisper, again by Aaron Starmer, obviously. So Riverman, I was really excited to read because the premise of it is just so cool. I love books when you don't really know exactly what's going on, and this is one of those books. So the premise of it is this girl, Fiona, she's kind of the oddball of her class. She doesn't really have any friends. She has a neighbor across the street who she used to play with as a kid. And one day she calls him over and she has this really important story that she needs to tell him. And she can only tell it to him. She needs him to believe her. She's very serious. She's telling this story as if it is like life or death for her. And Alistair takes it very seriously at first. The issue is, and where the rest of the book gets really interesting, is the story she's telling is very magical, very mythical. It seems very made up. Alistair doesn't really believe her, and we're not completely sure if Fiona believes herself or she knows she's telling the story. If she thinks it really did happen, if she's crazy, if she's making a fiction story up in a very strange way. We don't really know. But through the course of the book, Alistair is doing a bunch of research, looking at records of the town and other kids that Fiona mentions in her story, and he's trying to piece together what exactly is true and what's not, you know, whether she's telling the story as a sort of analogy for what's really going on in her life. You know, maybe she's telling the story as a way to ask for help from Alistair. You know, maybe she's in trouble and she just can't say it out loud, so she's doing it through the form of a story. And what I really appreciated about the book is you really, as a reader, don't know what's going on, but also you are examining all of these themes of what stories are and what they can be, and, you know, what the purpose of them is. And I obviously, as a book reader, and probably a lot of you guys too, can really understand that and appreciate those sorts of themes. So it ends up being a really exciting book, and I just really liked reading this book, The Riverman. I flew through it, and I picked up Whisper right after. The thing I'll say about Whisper, the next book in the series, is that it was very slow at parts, but when it finally started picking up at the end, you're like so super excited because some stuff's gonna happen, and then there's like 2 more pages left in the book, and you're like, well shit, I guess. What? There's only 2 more pages left. What could possibly happen in 2 pages? So then, you know, I haven't picked up the third book, so I don't know what happens, but the second book was kind of like, just tricked me. I'll read the third one eventually. The next book I want to talk about is Birdman by Mo Hader. This is an adult book. I don't know, I just showed you. There's words in here, in case you didn't know. There's words. This book is a crime fiction novel. The main character is like a detective, and he's trying to figure out a murder mystery, which I know those are kind of like a dime a dozen, but I usually don't like them, honestly. But this one, why I appreciated this more than some other crime drama type books, is that not only do you get to hear from the detective and try and figure out, you know, what's happening through his eyes, but you get a lot of the backstory of the perpetrator of the crime. So it's this very weird, like, psychological thriller where you kind of are coming at the issue from both sides while you're making your conclusion about why this happened. You know, who exactly was it that did it, and how did it occur, and also the insane nature of the crime was, I was a little bit like concerned with myself for being so interested in it, because it was pretty disgusting. But I really liked the book, and I flew through it again. And, you know, I know one of the last book reviews I did before I took a hiatus from this channel, I was very critical of the grotesque nature of the entire book and the rape in particular, and like there was blood everywhere all the time, and it didn't really seem to have a purpose or a reason. And I don't like that when it doesn't have a purpose or reason, but in this book, all the scenes, all the details about some of the more hideous things, there is a reason for it, and they do delve into the psychology of it, and to me, that makes it more okay. But still, if you have like a queasy stomach, maybe skip on this one, but I really appreciated the book. So that's all I'm going to talk about today. Part of the reason I took a hiatus was because I haven't really been reading all that much. I've just, you know, I have a lot of personal reasons for it. I'm not really going to go into it, but if you want to follow a channel that has stuff every week and you know exactly what's coming out, maybe don't follow this one. I'm, you know, a little unorganized sometimes, and that's just how it's gonna be, so. Alright, anyways, I will see you guys later. I promise it's not gonna take a year for me to come out with my next video, but I'll keep y'all updated. Bye. Fiction novel, fiction novel, fiction novel, fiction novel, fiction novel.